All right. Good morning, everybody. I would like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Innu, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. My name is Marla Billinghurst, and I will be chairing the meeting this morning. On the panel with me are Ms. Gail Anderson and Ms. Diane Knight. Representing the City of Winnipeg Assessment Department is Mr. Drew Thiessen, and the administrative personnel for us this morning is Ms. Louise Boley. To the Zoom participants of the hearing, please note you are placed in the waiting room until your property is called upon. When it is your turn, you will be admitted into the meeting. Kindly follow along on the City of Winnipeg's Board of Revision YouTube channel for the hearing process. Once the host admits you into the hearing, please close or mute your YouTube player. You will then be permitted to speak with respect to your property. Once your hearing has concluded, you may leave the meeting. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Please be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision, and the Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony, followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony, followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish, and once all of the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today, and the session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Okay. And as information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We will be hearing item number 1 on our docket this morning. Ms. Boley, please affirm the assessor's and the applicant's testimony. Thank you.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Please state your full name.
Drew Thiessen?
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And Mr. Turner?
Hello.
Please state your full name.
Christopher James Turner.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. The first matter on our docket this morning is 338 White Gates Crescent. Mr. Thiessen, please proceed when you are ready.
Thank you. So the subject is 338 White Gates Crescent, located in the Westwood neighborhood. It is a one-story build, single-family dwelling built in 1963. Living area of 1220 square feet, has a full basement that is finished and has one full bathroom and one half bathroom. Does have central air conditioning and has a detached multi-car garage. Does not have any fireplaces, sunrooms, pools, anything like that. The assessed lot size is 5630 square feet. And the comparables are all located in the Westwood neighborhood. They're all one-story builds as well. Single-family dwellings built between 1963 and 1966. Living areas between 1144 square feet to 1279 square feet. All have full basements with some level of finish as well. Comp 1 has one extra half bathroom with shower. Same with Comp 4. Comps 2 and 3 have the same bathroom counts. Comp 2 has no central air conditioning. Comp 4 has a fireplace that is not present with the subject, and Comp 2 has a detached single car garage rather than a detached multi-car garage. Otherwise, the characteristics are similar between all properties. The assessed lot sizes range between 5122 square feet to 5981 square feet. And there are also land influences on comps 1 and 2 of light traffic for both of them. And then comp 1 has backlane and walkway influences as well. At the time adjusted sale prices range between $327,300 to $349,100. And the time adjusted sale price per square foot ranges between $272.95 per square foot to $287.88 per square foot. There is also a subject sale in the reference period. It sold on July 2nd of 2020 for $315,000. Time adjusted, that would be $336,105. And since the purchase, there was actually the garage was built. So there was no garage previously. Now there is the detached multi-car garage. And along with that, there was a 200 amp electrical panel installed. So with that information, I believe that the current valuation at $343,000 or $281.15 per square foot is supported. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Turner, do you have any questions for the assessor?
Yeah, Mr. Thiessen mentioned the time adjusted sale price. I had not seen that before. Is there a way to explain how that's calculated?
Yeah, so it's just based on the fact that your purchase was on July of 2020 rather than being April 1st of 2021, which is the date that we are looking for the reference date. So we have to adjust the sale price to bring it to kind of what the value would be on April 1st of 2021 rather than July 2nd of 2020.
So you're saying April 1st of 2021, like
Yes.
less than a year after I purchased this property, you're saying
Yes.
the new assessed value went up to $343,000?
So the valuation as of April 1st of 2021, looking at $343,000, I believe that value is fair.
So like I purchased it for $315,000 and then it increased, what is that? $28,000 in valuation in less than a year.
It would be it was previously 320,000, went to 343,000, so that would be going up $23,000. You also added a garage since your purchase. The permit was valued at $25,000 and the electrical panel permit was valued at $3,000.
Sorry, you referenced that it was assessed at $320,000. The assessments that I have were 290,000 and then 311,000 and
That's
then
the 2022 values, so those aren't
Right.
applicable for this.
And then the most recent one was 343.
That's the 2023 value that you are appealing right now.
Okay, but I was never told, like my understanding of assessments is they're done every 2 years. And the only assessments I had were 290,000, 311,000, and then 343,000. Like that's what I got in the mail, and it was dated March 21st, 2023.
And with that 343,000 notice that you have, it does say on it that it was going from 320,000 to 343,000, correct?
That's what it says on here, but
Yep.
I never received that, so I don't understand how it jumped from 311,000 to 343,000. Like I
Those are two different assessed values. One is for the 2022 year, one is for the 2023 year. So we're only looking at 2023 right now. And that value changed from the 320,000 it was previously to the 343 that it is now, based on adding a garage onto the record and processing the changes for that change.
Okay, you just said that it's for 2023, but you just referred to the time adjusted sale price of April 1st, 2021 of 343.
Yes, that is the reference date.
Okay, I'm just confused by the dates there because that's two years apart.
Yeah, the 2023 valuation is based on a reference date of April 1st of 2021.
Okay. Well, see, is there somewhere I can see how these time adjusted sale prices are calculated? Because I heard on the news this week from the National Real Estate Board that home sales are down year over year 19.5%. And then the homes listed for sale in the past year are at an all-time low in the last 20 years.
So that wouldn't be applicable right now because that would be current valuations and current sales. We're all only looking at sales that occurred on or before April 1st of 2021 to determine the valuation for the 2023 assessed value.
Okay, so I understand it's 2021. However, my most recent assessments said 2022 and then 2023. And now you're saying it's only based on 2021. So I'm confused.
It's always based on a historical market date. So it's not current valuation. It's going based on a historical market date. 2023 valuation is based on April 1st of 2021. 2022 valuation was based on a market valuation at April 1st of 2018.
Oh, so it's like a couple of years behind?
Yeah.
So if we had this conversation again 2 years from now, it's going to increase significantly again in that time period. Here's my concern. My concern is from the assessed value in 2020 to the current assessed value you're saying is based on 2021. That was an increase of 13.6%.
That would be looking at assessed data, which is not really valid data. We're looking just at the sales, and we're looking for this. We're looking at the 2023 assessment, and we're looking at sales that occurred on or before April 1st of 2021.
So you're saying 2023 assessments, but 2023 assessments really 2021.
2021 market date.
I don't.
Yes, Mr. Turner, I think that question has
confused.
been asked and answered.
Yeah, I'm just confused by that. It's kind of misleading to me because all I'm saying is it's currently 2023. I just got an assessment for 2023, and I've seen an increase of 13.6%. I just would like to have an explanation.
I think I've explained it at this point.
When I've seen, from the new mayor, and he's saying, everybody's taxes are going up 2 or 3%. And then, if it's based on my property value and my property values increased 13.6% all of a sudden because I built a garage. And on both those assessments, it said, because I built a garage, we're increasing it this amount. And then because you built a garage, we're increasing it this amount. I'm confused how you can say it's getting increased twice for the exact same construction.
It's 2 separate years, 2 separate assessed values, 2 separate market dates. Everything is separate.
Okay, so if it's separate, then the garage was built one. I didn't build 2 garages. I built one.
No, but right today we're only dealing with the 2023 assessment, and that's all we can look at today here.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if you're basing it on the previous assessments, it's going to follow, right? So why is it saying there was a new garage built, so here's a new value, and now there's a new garage built, and here's another value? It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe that was a mistake, but I'm just confused by that because obviously I don't deal with this very often.
It's not based on previous assessments. Each reassessment cycle is based on new sales data and new reference dates.
Okay, but that doesn't really explain why it says right on the assessment, based on a new garage construction, here's the new value. Based on a new garage construction, here's the new value.
Yes.
Was that a mistake?
Because it's different reference dates and different assessed reassessments. So like you're looking at the 2022 assessment, you now have a change to your property characteristics that is resulting in an increase in the valuation from adding the garage. And that was then based on the April 1st of 2018 date, with sales prior to that date. And then the reassessment of 2023, and that is based on the change in the property characteristics from adding the garage on. And again, that's going to be based on the reference date at April 1st of 2021, using sales prior to that date. So that's why there are those two changes. That's why there is, it's not multiple garages being added. It's one garage, for reflecting the fact that there is now a garage on the property that wasn't there previously. And it's covering two different assessment periods, two different reference dates.
Okay, so, but I'm still confused by why it's referencing the garage being built as the new assessment twice. Even if it is different, like I agree, it's different years, but I don't understand the purpose that it says it's a new garage being built, here's a new assessed value, here's another new assessed value, and oh, by the way, there was a new garage built. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that it says that twice. Like maybe that's how you do it, but like I said, I don't do this very often, so I'm confused by that.
So because there were the two separate assessments being changed, it needed to reflect the fact that this is why this assessment is being changed, is from adding a garage, and this is why this assessment is being changed, is from adding a garage. So because there's two reassessment cycle periods being covered in this change, that is why it would say new garage on both of them, because it's adding that garage onto both assessment years. So that's why it's explaining that way. So you're not seeing it for just the 2022 year, and then 2023 is also going up, but it's not telling you any reason why at all. No, it's because of the same garage.
That's pretty confusing to me. I just think, okay, so it was reassessed, there was a new garage built, yeah, okay, and then that just carries forward. We don't have to bring up the new garage again because it was built once.
Yep.
I don't really have anything further to add.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms.
And then-
Anderson?
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have any further questions?
No, I don't know that this was ever answered, but the time adjusted sale price, I'm confused as to how that's calculated. It's just based on.
So it's using market data, resale data, to determine what the adjustment would be necessary to bring the valuation from that July 2nd, 2020 sale date to the April 1st of 2021 reference date.
Okay, but earlier in the proceedings, somebody had I think the chair referenced that we're not basing the valuation on current sales data. So you just said that it was based on current sales data to adjust for the valuation.
No. Current sales data would be anything after April 1st, 2021.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the 2023 assessment that we're looking at today is based on the April 1st, 2021. And that's what the board looks at.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions for Mr. Thiessen?
My question is in regards to inspections of the property. Was there an inspection of the property?
I drove by the property. I did not go into it.
Okay. So, and the garage, when was the effective date of that garage? It was in 2022?
Yeah, January 1st of 2022 is when we added it for.
Okay.
It was built in 2021, very late in 2021.
Okay. And the sale that's recorded, that was an open market sale?
Yes, it was listed on MLS. I included that in my brief.
Okay. Okay, those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Knight, do you have any questions for Mr.
Just more of a clarification to maybe help Mr. Turner. So when you're saying it sold for $315 in June of 2020, and you're time adjusting that is the $336,105 prior to the garage, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Does that help you, Mr. Turner or Mr. Turner?
I don't see that number anywhere, but okay, thank you.
Okay. That's
And
my only question.
just to that previous point about the inspection, there's the permit on the back of the, sorry, it's on the second page of the report. So there was a permit for the garage for that. There's also a permit for the electrical, but I don't see that here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions. They've been answered already for Mr. Thiessen. So Mr. Turner, please proceed with your presentation.
Sure. So the comparable sales, like I wasn't able to access the sales dates, and obviously I didn't have the time adjusted sale price. But like, you know, my concern, like I think I've shared my concern a couple of times, was the increase in the value of the property from 290 to 311,000. And then, like I said, I was unaware of the $320,000 valuation. I'm not exactly sure when that occurred or why I didn't get notification of that. And then it went from my perspective, it went from 311 to 343,000. And, you know, like I had asked about the time adjusted sale price, and, you know, Mr. Thiessen had mentioned that was based on market valuations in that time frame up to April 2021, April 1st, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? So those are my concerns. And then like I realize we're doing this based on 2021, but the information I have is my current assessment is 2023. And like I said, if, you know, like if time adjusted sale prices are based on market valuations, and, you know, current market valuations and sales are down 19.5%, and the lowest number of homes available across Canada in the past 20 years, that gives me some concern.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. My last point was I use the tip service, and the increase from my previous payment of $319 to $380 a month is an increase of 19%. So you can understand, like, everything's more expensive these days, groceries, gas, everything. You know, I'm a teacher, and you know, in the last 3 years, I think we've had increases of 2%, 1%, and 1% from the provincial government. That doesn't even account for cost of living increases. Meanwhile, my taxes are going up 19.1%. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Thiessen, do you have any questions for Mr. Turner?
I do, thank you. So I had a look at the brief that you submitted with the sales at 161 Roquette, 534 Woodlands, 10 Reynolds, 538 Woodlands, and 326 Rouge. Were you aware that these all sold after April 1st of 2021?
Like, I had no idea that you were basing this valuation on April of 2021. So no, I didn't. And I couldn't access that information as well. So
okay.
But the other comps that I provided for you, I see sold within the same time frame as when I purchased this property.
Okay. And then the only other question I had was beyond the garage and the electrical panel that I already had mentioned, have you done anything else to the property since you purchased?
I painted this wall in behind and changed the window coverings.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you very much. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions for Mr. Turner?
I guess my question is, what do you propose is a fair valuation of your property, Mr. Turner?
Well, since I was unaware of the $320,000 valuation, I'm not even sure when. Mr. Thiessen, do you know when that valuation was made?
That should be seen on that notice that has the change to the 343. It should say it's coming from 320 to 343.
Right. And I saw that, but like I said before, I was never given a notification of that increase from 311 to 320,000. So that confused me additionally. You know, $343,000 assessed value now. Like I said, I'm a taxpayer, and I understand that the city is a business and they need to increase revenues. I would think a kind of a fair market valuation would be somewhere in between here. So if we're saying it went from from my perspective, it went from 311 to 343, you know, somewhere in between there would be, you know, maybe around 328 or 330, right? And like I said, I was totally unaware of this assessed value going from 311 to 320 until this notification on March 21st told me it was going from 320 to 343. I didn't see the jump from 311 to 320 in there.
Okay. Okay, so the market sale that occurred in 2020, when you bought it for 315,000, and then you've invested in it by building a garage and upgrading the electrical.
Correct.
$28,000 there. You would feel satisfied to put it on the market at $328,000?
Yeah. So if we're talking about current market, there's absolutely no way I'll get $343,000 for this property. And you know, based on what I've heard from the National Real Estate Board, the lowest number of properties offered for sale in the last 20 years, and home sales down 19.5%. And you know, I look every now and then, I look and see what's being listed, and there's not a lot of homes for sale in this neighborhood anymore. There was.
Yeah, I guess looking back though, the reference is 2021.
Yes.
And what were houses going for then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We can't go back in time right now. We're in 2023. Like that was 2 years ago. You know, I understand that you know, the property assessment department has a huge number of homes to assess, and that's why there's a 2-year lag, but perhaps that can be improved somewhat so people have current market values.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are all my questions. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Knight, do you have any questions for Mr. Turner?
I think it's been asked and answered, but just to confirm, you purchased the property for 315,000
Correct.
in June of 2020. In
Yes.
October of 2021, the garage was finished roughly with a value of $25,000. Never mind the 200 electrical amp service.
Right.
So the value of your home then increased at least 25,000 in that time period. Is that what you would think, that the garage increased the value of your home at that time?
Yeah, I would say it increased the value of the property, but I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows what people would pay and say, "Oh yeah, that was worth $25,000."
Okay. Okay.
No
So
way.
at the time, you paid that much plus the garage to equal that dollar value. We're not looking at what you would sell it for today. We're looking for what it would have sold in April 2021, that market value. You can then come back and have a reassessment done from the next ones if you don't like that value. But at this point, would you agree that you paid $315,000 and you paid, according to the permit, $25,000 for the garage?
I would agree. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. My questions have actually been asked and answered. All right. Is there a need for summary from either party?
Go ahead, Mr. Thiessen.
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
No, I think I've said everything, and most of my questions have been answered. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We have heard all the items scheduled, and this hearing is now adjourned. So thank you and good morning.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Okay.